not giving out any signals. We see stocks and bonds very cautious at the moment. The Fed kept up its somewhat mildly upbeat sentiment about the world economy, but still is lying low amid all the political turmoil regarding the new U.S. Administration. So we see the dollar retreating and stocks and markets in Europe here on the cautious side at the moment.
Yes, Christoph, thank you very much. Let's leave it there for today. Tomorrow is Friday, and we can wrap up the week then. 24 hours more. Thank you very much for DWTV Channels Television at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, my colleague there. Okay, so if you love the luxury brands of Estee Lauder, Ralph Lauren, those numbers will be out today as far as the earnings for fourth quarter is concerned. So we're looking at the U.S. stocks futures pointing to a lower opening today amidst other economic data on the street. On the earnings front, as you have heard, ConocoPhillips would release its quarterly numbers as far as the CME Group, that's the company responsible for the commodity exchange or the mercantile exchange. And of course, you heard Estee Lauder, Ralph Lauren will report before the opening bell at the market. That's in about 2 hours from now. Meantime, Amazon.com, Visa, and GoPro will be reporting after the bell. You can see what the futures looks like there on your TV screen. The Dow futures, the S&P 5 futures, and as well as the Nasdaq futures, just a shy of each other. On the economic data front, initial jobless claims and productivity and cost data are due at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Let's move to the east, where the Asian stocks came under pressure this Thursday as investors flooded into safe haven place as the administration of Donald Trump in the U.S. moves on fronts as diverse as Iran, global trade, immigration, and the Supreme Court less than 2 weeks after taking office. The Australian ASX 200 was down 0.14% despite the rise in the price of nickel to more than 2,000 per ounce. Japanese benchmark index lost 1.22% as the Nikkei 225 investors buying into the yen, in turn strengthening the currency against the dollar despite the manipulation accusations by Donald Trump against Japan, Germany, China, and the South Korean market, which was wavering for most of the Asian session Thursday, closed about 0.5% in the red after data showed consumer prices up 2% last month on the back of higher oil prices. Hong Kong's index, the Hang Seng, was down 0.65% in afternoon trade. Markets in China still closed and will reopen tomorrow after a week-long Lunar New Year break. You know what I miss? The big dragon opening for tomorrow. Look at investors back home in Nigeria. Both the treasury bills and the bond segment of the fixed income market were upbeat on Wednesday. Average treasury bills yield contracted 10 basis points to 18.13%, while bond yields fell by about 4 basis points, not significant, 16.75 on average. The central bank also auctioned about 240 billion naira in treasury bills. Let's get results from fixed income trader with Diamond Bank, Constance Onyea. Good afternoon, Constance, and thanks for coming through on the telephone.
Thank you.
Yes, that yesterday looks so massive in terms of the treasury bills, more than 240 billion on a day that we've seen liquidity outflow a little bit into the FX positioning for the central bank FX auction.
Yes.
So how does this play out as far as the treasury rate is concerned?
Okay, the treasury bills rate came out slightly lower than the last auction, seeing the 91 days closing at 13.799. The last stop rate was 13.899. The 182 days closed at 17.24, while the last stop rate was 17.25. The 364 days closed at 18.54, while the last stop rate was 18.649. This result clearly shows that the demand for bill is high, which is the reason why they sold a little higher than what was on offer. The total subscription was 602 billion. What was on offer was 242 billion. And the total allotment was 302 billion.
That's quite massive, isn't it? What's driving this appetite, Constance? If the central bank says, look, I'm selling 242 billion, and investors and traders say, look, we're ready to pick up as much as 600 billion naira worth of treasuries.
Yeah, there's liquidity in the system. Liquidity market is liquid over about 132 billion up, even though we haven't gotten figures from CBN. There's absence of OMO for a while now, and people are willing to invest. So all this liquidity in the system, people are trying to mop up the bills available.
So talk to us about the treasury, the secondary window as we speak right now. Does any of this thing have any knock-on effect on the Naira papers as far as the bond auction is concerned?
Yeah, bond has been moderately bullish. You see the 2019 bond, which opened at 16.15 this morning, currently trading at 16.05. In the treasury bills market, we see rates as well coming down. Around the 91-day axis opened at 13.7, currently trading at 13.4. Around the 182 days threshold opened at 17.2, currently trading at 17. Then the 364-day axis opened at 18.35, currently trading at 18.1.
Well, not a very bad way to start February, would you say?
Yes, not a bad way at all.
Yeah, and that reflects in the way you sound this afternoon, very upbeat. Thank you very much. When the market is sweet, everyone is happy.
Thank you.
Constance Onyeka from Diamond Bank, we appreciate your time. Let's stick with the debt end of the market. From North Africa, Morocco, the latest member of the African Union in a re-entry, is considered tapping international debt markets in 2017 around $1 billion of bond issues. The North African kingdom needs around $3 billion in financing this year to plug a budget deficit expected to reach 3% of its gross domestic product. So Morocco plans its first ever Islamic bond in the domestic market in the first half of 2017. The government sees favorable market conditions this year with attractive rates on those bonds. Moody's says political tensions and weak economic growth in South Africa are the biggest challenge to the country's sovereign credit rating. Moody's rated South Africa 2 notches above junk status with a negative outlook. S&P also says that last week that infighting in the ruling African National Congress could derail government efforts to improve policy implementation and that Pretoria had little room to increase spending. We'll go on break, and when we come back, Tunisia's central bank is also keeping interest rates unchanged.